What's up everyone, Brandon with Strict Vision Athletics here to provide you guys with a leg day emphasis on squat from our Vimeo channel. Yes, our Vimeo channel is where we have all of our structured workouts, all of our mesocycles, our periodization. That's all on there right now, guys. You can go on there, you can get the first week free. After that, it's $10 a month. Enjoy the video. Let's go through it. For this workout, which is right here, we've got 2 supersets, a single set, and a finisher accessory movement. For our first 2, we're doing split squats on the squat max, followed by straight leg extension using the monkey feet attachment. For superset number 2, we're doing a front-loaded flywheel squat. That's going to be a hypertrophy trainer, lots of reps. And then you're also going to use the 10-man march using the barbell band. Followed by lunges using either a barbell, a short bar preferably, or a yoke, and band resistance for the actual weight on either side, so it's going to have a bounce to it. Followed by standing calf raises either on a machine or on some kind of an astronaut pad for single leg. Now, I will say this at the beginning of this workout. This is a very advanced workout using a very advanced exercise equipment. A lot of the workouts that we're going to do in here, you're not going to have access to the equipment that you will see in these movements, but there are certainly alternatives, and I will try to provide one for each example that I give. So let's start with superset number 1. Split squats using the squat max. Squat max is incredible for these because the weight is anchored in the center of my body. As I do my split stance, I'm able to do hands free, so it is belt loaded from the waist. It's pulling me straight down. I'm keeping my knees in line. I'm driving forward with them, and I'm using my quads. It's very important when you do this. You want to make sure your stance is appropriate so that you can emphasize your quads over your glutes and hamstrings, which will get work, but hopefully not as much. So if I don't have access to a squat max, what do? Dumbbells. Dumbbell split stance is a perfectly wonderful alternative. Stand in the same area. Hold the dumbbell in the front of your gate with one hand. Also, if you have any belt squat variation, will work excellent for this, or a landmine attachment. If you have a landmine at your gym, take a barbell, put it in the landmine, split the barbell with your legs, do it that way. Next, we have the straight leg extension using the monkey feet. Now, this one is a little bit tougher to replicate if you don't have the monkey feet attachment. You can use a band, wrap the band around your ankle, anchor it to the ground or to some kind of a fixed position on either side of your foot, but you want resistance right over your ankle. You want to keep your knee locked. You want to flex that the center tier of your quad. The vastus medialis is what we're targeting with this, and the hip flexor. It's a great hip flexor developer. Make sure you keep that nice and stiff. Keep it off the ground the whole time. Don't let it come crashing down. Superset number 2, we're starting with a front-loaded flywheel squat. So this emphasizes, this implements 2 very cool pieces of technology. The flywheel, which there are several different kinds. We have the eccentric flywheel, and the front-loaded harness from Rogue. So this is a harness that I use for barbarian walks, bear crawls, and this as well. I like using this because it actually has a front-loaded harness attachment. That's very important. Any harness you can find, but it has to be front-loaded in order for this exercise to be implemented. Why is that? The weight is pulling me forward. I am counteracting that by breaking my knees forward as I go down in the eccentric movement of each rep. Every time that happens, I'm targeting the quads. That's what all of this is doing. I'm doing squat pattern movements. That's knee development, quad development. That's what we're doing today. Next, we have the 10-man march. Now, this is an easy one to replicate in the gym. All you need is some kind of a small band. You can use the Mark Bell slingshot. That's what I recommend. It's the best out there. Put it around your ankles, not around your knees. From this position, I'm walking, and I'm doing it 2 ways. I'm walking forward, which is targeting the hip flexors, the vastus medialis, just like we did with the monkey feet. And then I'm walking backward, which is targeting the hamstrings and the hips. So this is the only exercise in this entire workout that is going to hit the hip adductors, the hip abductors and the hamstrings. So it's good to get this in. We do 2 leg days, the second of which will hit more the hamstrings. But for this one, again, we're targeting the quads. Our final set, which is by itself, is going to be a walking lunge with a band resistance. So very simply put, you need a barbell, you need weights, maybe 20s or 25 pounds, you need a band because the band is going to create the bounce, it's going to go on either side of the bar, and you're going to do walking lunges. If you don't have access to these things, you probably should. Most gyms will. You'll be able to find them in some capacity. Get a little creative with it, but if you don't, then just do normal walking lunges with either a dumbbell or with a barbell. Followed by our last but not least is our standing calf raise. That's going to be used here. We use the slant board. That's my favorite thing to do for calf raises. Using the slant board is good, but if you don't have one, that's fine. Do it on flat ground, or if you have a little platform, little block, do it from there. Guys, that's gonna do it. That's it for leg squat. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out with any of these workouts. If you guys have questions about these movements, make sure you message me on Instagram or get a hold of us in some capacity. I understand these can get more and more advanced. As the macro cycles progress, that's going to be the trend. So we're always here. Let me know if you need anything.